The Miami Hurricanes defense last year was unforgettable in some of the worst ways possible. But once again, a new defensive coordinator and multiple transfers have Canes fans cautiously optimistic and excited. In the last video, we talked about my top 3 impact players on offense for this season. This time, let's take a look at the defense. What's going on, Canes fans? Now, before we dive into today's video, I do have a brief announcement. Do not forget that this Friday and Saturday, I will be live right here on this channel for the virtual season. And as a matter of fact, I'm live every single Friday and Saturday from now until the start of the college football season. Now, on Friday night, the Canes will be taking on Temple. That will be CPU versus CPU. My skill level will not play a part. Hands off the controller. But then on Saturday, we do the Coop plays version. And in that one, I actually control the Canes. And that one's a lot more personal. And we can kind of, one-on-one a little more and just have a good time. The virtual Canes are currently undefeated. They're 2-0. And the Coop plays version, I'm 1-1. Let's just say I was a little rusty week 1. Now, we're skipping Bethune-Cookman because it breaks the game, so that's why in the third week, Miami is playing Temple. But again, that is this Friday and Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you there. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into my top 3 list. Now, just keep in mind what I personally mean by impact player. And what I did is I described it in my last video. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that clip in right now. I'm not necessarily referring to the player that puts up the biggest numbers. Now, of course, that is just an added bonus, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. Personally, I'm talking about guys that can be relied on in crucial moments. For example, it's 4th and 2 with 1 minute left in the game, and we need to convert to get Borregales in field goal range so he can hit the game winner. Who are we looking to? Who is that guy that we rely on? It might not be the player that gets the most snaps, but when he does get in the game, he makes such an impact that he himself can literally turn the tide of the game and give us momentum. It's that guy that's hyping everyone up in the huddle. And he's not just talk because he's also showing it on the field. He leaves it all out there every play. That's what an impact player is to me. And this is my top 3. So kicking it off is going to be the most obvious one, but there's no way I could leave this guy off the list, and it's safety Kinchens. I do firmly believe that Kinchens carries over that momentum and energy that he had towards the end of last season. We all know that he stepped up in a big way and became a vocal leader on the defensive side of the ball, and many guys on that side of the ball look up to him, and it's already been said during the offseason that he's continued to be that guy. It seems like every single season we're asking the question, who is the vocal guy in the room, both on offense and defense? And every single interview that you watch, when that question gets asked, everybody mentions Kinchens. And I just don't think that the weight going into this season, the hype, is going to be too much for him. It's his 3rd season as a Miami Hurricane, and I think that he's comfortable and locked in. Last season, he totaled 6 interceptions, one that he took to the house, 59 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 forced fumble. I see no reason why he doesn't continue to go on an absolute tear in the 2023 season. I think that he's a good fit for Guidry's defense, and he's only gotten bigger, faster, and stronger. I expect to see him all over the field, and when we need a big stop, he's going to be one of the guys that everyone's looking at to make an impact. Huh? You see what I did there? Next up on my list is one that maybe you guys didn't see coming, and that's because he's a freshman, and it's so tough for me to convince myself to put a first-year player on this type of list. But have you guys seen defensive lineman Reuben Bain? Have you watched him play? Did you see the spring game? Have you heard the coaches talk about this guy? How can I not put him on this list? This guy can play on the outside or the inside. It literally doesn't matter because no matter where you put him, he's going to be in the backfield. And I'll just be honest here. There's plenty of upperclassmen that are ahead of Bain at this point in time, and it's pretty rare for a freshman to come in and earn some serious playing time, especially when there's depth at that position that they play. However, there's two things that I want to say about Reuben Bain. Number one is even if he only sees limited snaps this season, which I think will be the case at least early on, I feel like he will make each and every one of them count, and he will find a way to make a big impact with each of those plays. And number two, because of that, I feel like it's going to be quite difficult for this coaching staff to justify keeping him off of the field for very long. He's just going to earn more and more playtime as the season progresses. And look, I don't want to come on here and crown anyone too early, but this guy has the skill set and work ethic to be great. Even during the spring game, he already showed us that you better not be sleeping on him or you're going to regret it. Reuben Hurricane Bain will be an impact player for the Miami Hurricanes in 2023 this season, even if it means making the most out of limited snaps. That still makes him an impact player, and that's why he still makes the list. And last but not least is actually a transfer player, which probably won't surprise very many of you because, of course, we have a history of transfer players making a big-time impact. Linebacker Francisco Mauigoa. We all know that the linebacker position has been sort of a sore spot for us over the last few years, and I thought that Charlie Strong was going to come in here and work an absolute miracle, but I blinked, and next thing I know, he was gone. I do need to add, however, that I am actually a big fan of the Derek Nicholson hire, and I'm also a fan of what Mauigoa did at Washington State and what he's already showing me here at Miami. Last year with the Cougars, Mauigoa totaled 60 tackles, 5.5 of those for loss, 3.5 sacks, forced 3 fumbles, and picked a pass that he then returned 95 yards for a touchdown. I also love the fact that his younger brother is on the team, Francis, at the right tackle position. Those guys can hype each other up and play for each other because they're literally family. And you guys know that you would do anything for family, right? This is just such a good thing. This is his 3rd year playing college football, so he's coming in with experience. I like his size, his instincts, and just overall football IQ. I fully expect Francisco Mauigoa to be an impact player for the Canes in 2023, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him fly all over the field making big, impactful plays. So what I want to know down in the comment section below is, do you agree with my list? You can critique it. You can say, Coop, this is my top 3. Plug them down below in the comment section, and also check out the video that I did about my top 3 impact players on offense that will pop up, somewhere on the screen. It'll probably be down here somewhere at the bottom. But don't feel bad critiquing my list, saying that this guy won't be, that guy will be. It's okay to disagree, guys. And at the end of the day, this is all just hypothetical. This is a lot of assuming because we don't really know what's going to happen this season. That's just the reality of things. It's just facts. So feel free to chop it up down in the comment section below. And just remember, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one. And just for those that stuck around to the end of the video, I do want to provide those honorable mentions for impact players on defense because, again, I struggled so much with making this list, with actually narrowing it down. So, of course, we have the 3 that I actually put in the list, but the 3 that I wanted to put and was very close to also putting was Devontae Brown. Right, come on now. I know some of y'all are going to agree with that one. Leonard Taylor. With Leonard Taylor, I feel like there's just got to be consistency, but he absolutely has the skill set, the work ethic, the body size, the strength, everything to be an impact player. And last but not least would be Nigel Kelly. So those are my honorable mention, other 3 that I wanted to put in, but I just couldn't quite squeeze them in there.